We're going to make a Sicilian dish today. This is swordfish that I have right here. And we're gonna make this with the eggplant that I have right here. If you can't find swordfish, you can use other fish for this. You could even use the good quality yellowfinned tuna. Before we get to this swordfish, let's prepare all of the other ingredients. I'm gonna cut the pieces fairly small. Do you have to do an exact size? You absolutely don't. If they're a little bit off, one might cook a little bit quicker than the other, but this isn't really a big deal. This is a great dish. You're gonna love this one, and it's different. You got to experiment. So here are our tomatoes. These are beautiful tomatoes. Don't have access to these, you can use good quality plum tomatoes. You can use passata. You could use just paste. Just 2 cloves of garlic. Don't slice this or anything. We're just gonna put it in. We'll do a little smash and we'll remove it. Not gonna put a lot of garlic in this one. You can if you want. All right, so I just hit it with the knife to remove the skin fairly easily. All right, a little bad part right there. I'll just cut that out so we don't have to throw the garlic clove away. And then just take it and then smash it. That's all we need for the garlic. Mint isn't used often enough. It's really good and it's perfect on this dish. So I have a combination. I have half mint, half parsley, probably 2 tablespoons of each. I'm gonna remove all the stems from the parsley, like I always do, because nobody wants the stems in the food. And I'm just gonna save a little bit of the mint for garnish at the end. There's probably a little bit more mint here than parsley, which is good. A nice welcome change. But if you don't like it, you can use basil, you can use fresh oregano. Okay, I'm just gonna mince this up, not too aggressively. One more ingredient, I told you pine nuts. You can toast these or you don't even need to. These are gonna go on right at the end. We're gonna put it in the pasta for the last minute. If you don't have pine nuts, don't worry, you can omit them completely. Here's that swordfish. I wanna remove the skin. Cut out the end. Any little bad parts you can cut out. As far as the red in it, that's the bloodline. Normally when you buy swordfish, the brighter the red is, the better it is. Swordfish is very popular here in Long Island on the East Coast. In Whole Foods a couple weeks ago, and they were breaking down like a half a swordfish. It's tremendous. Really good price too, is $7.99 a pound. Normally it'll be $10 to $15 a pound. Some people will cut the whole bloodline out. You can do that if you want, but you'll reduce the amount you have then. I'm gonna cut this in half one more time. And don't worry if you're not perfect here, because after it cooks and sears, we're just gonna use a spoon to break it up even more. So it kind of doesn't, it's gonna fall apart a little bit in the sauce. All right, and there's all the swordfish cut up, and we will just leave this on the side. We're gonna fry up the eggplant right now. I'm gonna turn the heat to medium here. You want it fairly hot here to fry the eggplant. I'm gonna let this come up for 3 minutes. We'll get oil in here, regular olive oil, not extra virgin. We'll get it glistening, and then we can add the eggplant in. All right, so my pan is hot enough. I'm gonna put olive oil in and get the eggplant. If you have too much eggplant and your pan isn't large enough, you can do this in 2 batches. I just lost the cap to that. I'm gonna do 2 batches because there's not enough room. Eggplant absorbs the olive oil right away, sucks it in, and add a touch more. You really want to make sure the eggplant gets cooked all the way through here because it's not going to be cooked any more than this. It's just going to go into the pasta in the last minute. It's been going for about 5 minutes. This piece you can tell is not cooked through yet on this side. Probably take about 7 minutes total, 8. That's a lot of that's going to be dependent on how big you cut the pieces. All right, I just tried one. They're good. Put them right here. And then right when they come out, just salt them a little bit. Just 7 more minutes roughly on this batch, and then we'll move on to the next step. All right, so all the eggplant is out. And to the pan, just add the garlic. Add a little bit more oil. I have my pasta going for about 5 minutes. It's gonna take, this is paccheri, it takes 14 minutes to cook. If you're using penne, it might be 8 minutes. So just try to time it. Okay, I'm gonna remove the garlic. And add the swordfish in. All right, so there, swordfish is going. Let it cook for a few minutes before adding the tomato and the white wine in. I'm gonna do a half a cup of white wine now. Okay, and then turn the heat up higher. And tomatoes. That's Pinot Grigio. You could use Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, any dry white wine. Just don't use sweet white wine. I just tested the pasta and it still needs a few more minutes. The sauce is gonna kind of reduce in here. Add a little bit of salt, but don't use too much. You could always just add at the end. And a little bit of black pepper. You could add hot pepper flakes too if you want. I'm gonna turn the heat down a little bit. Just to a little simmer, we're gonna get that pasta in a sec. Before I get the pasta in, you can take your spoon, you can break up some of the pieces of swordfish. Not all of them, some of them. That's a good amount right there. Now remember, just very al dente pasta, we're gonna finish it in the sauce. Just brought it over from the stove. Just taste this right now, see how it tastes, the sauce. It's really good. All right, so I put that in pretty wet. If you need a little bit of pasta water, remember, reserve your pasta water. You could always add it, but we're pretty wet right now, so I think we're good. We're gonna let this cook in here. This pasta is very, very al dente. It's too hard to eat right now, so we're gonna let it cook for about 2 minutes to absorb this sauce. If you think you need a little bit, just add a touch. Just let it keep cooking and then taste your pasta, get it exactly right. Turn off that heat right now. Put all the eggplant in. And the pine nuts. Now, I think everybody thinks the swordfish is just something that you just cook as a whole piece. So I thought this was interesting. This is episode number, I don't even know which one it's going to be, of the Feast of the Seven Fishes, but this would be a nice one to make. This isn't one that needs to be piping hot when you eat it. It's kind of made and then it can sit. I think it's best just to hold off with this until the end. Thanks for watching.